Hi friends, I hope you and your families are safe from COVID-19, and whenever you're leaving your home, maintain a social distance with others, stay at your home, stay happy, stay healthy, and be happy. So let's move on to our presentation topic. My topic is for capital flows and FDI, foreign direct investment. So first, let me see the capital flows. Capital flow is a moment of money for the purpose of trade, investment, or business purposes or business activities. So capital flows is nothing but the moment of money for the purpose of business activities. So in capital flows, there are two forms, that is the capital inflow and the capital outflow. Capital inflow means the economy is receiving the money or the money going into the economy, and capital outflow means the money leaving the economy, which the money leaving the economy. And if economy is considered as a healthy when its capital inflow is greater than capital outflow. So this is about the capital flow. And in under capital flows there are two types of investment, that is foreign portfolio investment and foreign direct investment. So we all are familiar with foreign direct investment, but foreign portfolio investment, we are not hearing that much of the foreign portfolio investment. So actually my topic is foreign direct investment. So let's a small glance on a foreign portfolio investment. So foreign portfolio investment means the transfer of funds into a country for the purpose of investment. Foreign portfolio investment. So foreign portfolio investment, it is the entry of funds into a country where foreigners deposit money into a country's bank or make a purchase in country's shares, bonds, or securities. So it is nothing but they are not investing their money to start a business or to a existing company. So they are investing their money for in the form of shares, or they are making a deposit in other countries banks, etc. So this is called foreign portfolio investment. So and the next main topic, my main topic is FDI, that is foreign direct investment. So let's move on to the my next topic, that is foreign direct investment. Next main topic is foreign direct investment. Foreign direct investment is investment made by a company or individual in one country in business interest in another country in the form of either establishing business operations or acquiring business units in other country. So this means they are not just bringing money with them, but also along with money they are bringing the knowledge, skills, technology, etc. To the host country. And FDI was introduced in the year 1991 at the time of the introduction of new economic policy. It is under the FEMA Act, that is Foreign Exchange Management Act. It was introduced by then Finance Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, and presently it was governed and managed by RBI, Reserve Bank of India. So this is a brief introduction about FDI, and the next topic is the significance of FDI. Significance of FDI. The first significance, the first importance is increased employment and economic growth. As we all know, FDI helps in the creation of more and more job, and this is the reason why the countries are attract more and more FDIs in their countries. And with the help of FDI, the developing nations like such as the India will able to create a job opportunities for the educated, skilled, but unemployed youth, and this will be transformed in better disposal of income, and finally it will be result in a prosperous economic development. So as we all know, the foreign direct investment is the countries inviting the foreign investment is mainly because of it will create job opportunities, and it will obviously it will helps to development of economy. And the next significance is HR development, the human resource development. By HR here means the skilled, competent technical know-how and the knowledge that has been acquired by the human being in the organization. If the FDI inflow came into a country, by the way of inflow, the human capital will be more trained, more competent in advance. They are the foreigners, the foreign companies will make them the trained employees for them. Point is development of backward areas. Third significance, development of backward areas. With the advent of FDI, if I quote one example, it will be better understood. One of the district in Tamil Nadu, that is Sri Perumandur. In that district, the Hyundai has set up one its industrial unit for its business purposes. uh, with the advent of such industrial development, the whole society or the whole districts of that the whole district of all district got uplifted. So we can say that it will helps to develop the weaker sections of the society, to set up such business units, or for introduction of such businesses will helps the poor sections of the society to improve their standard of living. So the next fourth point is provision of finance and technology. So as said earlier, FDI not include just the capital or money, but it also include the flow of various financial alternatives and technical tools, etc. And all these will lead a day by productivity and efficiency of a country as a whole. So as I earlier said, it is not just bringing the money along with them. Along with money, they are bringing such type of techniques, technology, and skills, knowledge. So it will helps our country, it will helps the host country. And the next point is increases in exports. Stop it. Point is increases in export. With the setup of right special economic zone SEZ says, and 100% export oriented units in the country, FDI helps in bringing up a better boost to the export performance of a nation. It will really helps to a nation, and it will increases the export of the country. The sixth point is exchange rate stability. As we all know, the FTA will helps the countries to keep foreign resources in a respective manner. So that is, the respective countries will able to maintain a proper reserve for the foreign currencies. So in a foreign currencies in a continuous manner, this will lead to stability in foreign exchange reserves or foreign exchange rate system. Yeah, it will not be what unstable in a country. It will be stable because we are if we are what if we are maintain a reserve for foreign exchanges, there will be a stability in a foreign exchange rate system. And the seventh point and the last significance of the FDI is helps in balancing international payment. So, in the case of any fiscal deficit or any fiscal surplus or any disequilibrium, such cases we can say that FDI helps balancing all such imbalances or all such deficit or surplus. It will bring about stability in the international payment. The next main topic is phases of FDI. There are two phases, that is first phase and the second phase. The first phase is of 1969 to 1991, that is post independence and pre-liberalization period, between that 69 to 91. So what happens in India, or how is foreign direct investment in India before between that period? On that period, there is a low foreign investment in India, and the less attractive less attractive destiny for India, while we talking about the foreign investment. And till the 1991, uh, the foreigners are not showing much interest to much interest to India for investment. Why? Because there are many factors behind that. They are why they are not showing much interest to India, or they are why they are not invest in India. So I will explain briefly certain points why they are not showing much interest to India. The first point is political instability. So as we all know, between 1969 to 1991, there are many wars are taking place, and there are many corruptions are there. The political leaders are working for themselves, for their benefit they are working. They are not much give importance to the society, or they are not concentrating on the society. They are working for themselves, and the foreigners, the developed countries investors are thought that there is no political instability in the country, so they are not investing much to our country. And the next one is economic instability, like political instability. While investing in India, the foreigners always see the economic condition of a country, how its fiscal policies, how its investment policies, and how its balance of payment, inflation, deflation, all the factors they are seeing, and after that they are came here and invest. On that period, there is no stability in economic policies or economic system of India. So that is one main reason why they are not showing much interest to India. And the next one is taxation structure. So India is known for homeland of tax. That is, on that period they are charging around 40% tax for the foreign direct investment. And it was very burden for them, and now it was cut down to 32 to 30%. And this is one reason, because um, there is a huge taxation policy in India. And the next one is the foreign exchange regulations. During the first phase, a foreign exchange system was governed by FERA Act of 1973. And according to this, there are certain provisions to satisfy. There are certain conditions to satisfy the foreign investors. The first one is the RBI governs all the activities, that is NRIs, nationals, foreign investors. The RBI governs these peoples. And the next one is they had to seek the permission of the RBI, and they grant the permission from RBI before they could start up the business. And whenever they are transferring their profits to home country, they have to follow the norms and rules and regulations of the government. There are huge rules and regulations are included while they are transferring their profits to the home country. And the next point is restrictive policies. That is, while they are invest in our country, they should they should follow huge procedure. There are many procedures are included while they are investing in our country. Lengthy procedures are included, so they are not give much importance to India, or they are not showing much interest to India. And the next point is stringent labor laws. Stringent labor laws, as we all know, India is rich in human resource or human capital. So what happens is, in India the labor laws are very stringent and very strict. If the employees are facing any problems, the labor unions are what get alive, and they are fight for the employees. the foreigners need the foreigners need trained well skilled laborers. So they are training, they are give training to the what employees and make as they want. So and they will give a many stress to the employees. It will include a very stress and all. So what happens is the labor laws or the labor unions are very active in our country, and they are fight for the employees. And the next point is exit barriers. Though the entry barriers are what it is a lengthy procedure, but if we consider the exit barriers, if the foreign invest exit our country, it will also include a but huge procedure. And they thought that it was very tough for them. And they are while they are exit our Indian market, they must follow some rules and regulations. So it is not easy to exit our country. And the last point is less concentration on state levels. If we consider a country, it will include all the states of the country. And the government, the central government will give less concentration on the state levels, the less decision making power to the the state government. The central government only frame the rules and regulations without taking the consideration of the state levels. So the foreigners thought that it was not good. And they are not showing much interest to India in the case of investment. So these all are the reasons why they are not interested to invest in India. And on that period, 1969 to 1991, there is the growth rate is only 1.4%, only 1.4% before 1991 introduction of new economic policy. And so this is about the first phase, that is 1969 to 1991. And the second phase is after 1991, after the introduction of new economic policy. Second phase. So second phase, in that phase, I will not explain much more about this. That means after introduction of the liberalization, or after introduction of the foreign direct investment, what are the changes are taking place in our country, and what are the policies are introduced, that all are after in second phase, after liberalization. So if I take up a class in presentation in class, I will just give a glance, but it is a video, so it will consume some more MBs, and also I will limit to my topic only. So I will not explain much more about the things. And so second phase is in second phase, there are the government of India is providing allowing 100% FDIs in some sectors, that is in power and e-commerce sectors, and some airports with the restrictions. And in some cases they are providing 49%, allowing 49% FDIs, and in some sectors they are allowing 51% FDIs. I will not explain that what are the sectors which are about 51%, 49%, 100%. So this is all the second phase. After like there are many policies and programs are introduced after 1991, like the Make in India. So these all programs are introduced to encourage the foreigners to invest in India. So this is the second phase. After 1991, what are the changes are taking place in India? After 1991, the thing is, the developing countries' total investment is $59.6 billion. $59.6 billion. And India's investment, this investment is developing countries in investment, that is $59.6 billion. The India's investment is 0.7 billion US dollar, 0.7 among 59.6. India's investment is only 0.7 billion. And China's investment is 23.5 billion, $5 billion, $23.5 billion. Yeah, India's that is nearly the 30 times of greater than India. India is only 0.7, but China's $23.5 billion investment. So, but as if now India's total investment, that is the investment by the developing countries investment, the India's total investment is 1.3 trillion US dollar. The India's investment is 1.3 trillion. So after this, I will, after 1991, after the introduction of new economic policies, the investment of India. So this is all about the phases of FDI, first phase and second phase. So the next topic is the roots of FDI. FDI has two routes. FDI has allowed two routes in India. That is automatic route and government route. Automatic government, it does not require or it does not need any prior approval of the government. Directly they can invest in our country. So in automatic route allows 100% FDI in India, not 49% or 59%. They are having the right to invest 100% FDI in India, and it does not require any government approval and all. But there are some conditions. There are some conditions are there while we are coming under automatic route. And the second one is a government route, or FIPB, Foreign Investment Promotion Board, FIPB. So under government route, it require a government permission to invest in our country. So FIPB or government route will encourage and promote the flow of a foreign investment in our country, and approve all other cases when the conditions of the first route, that is automatic route, is not satisfied. If the sectors are not satisfied in automatic route, they are not qualified for automatic route. All such cases are coming under the government route, and they have to yeah, it will the sectors which are investing under government route only. So this is the roots of, and I will not explain much more about that, because it is a video, so it requires I already told that it is requires more MBs, and it will difficult you to download that, so I will not explain much more. So this is the roots of India. There are two roots. First one is first one is automatic route, and second one is government route. In automatic route, it does not require any government permissions to invest in a country, and second, FIPB or government route, it will requires a permission from the government. So this is two routes of India. And the next one is the important one, that is uh, barriers to foreign direct investment in India, or the problems which are facing the investors while investing in India. That is restrictions of FDI in India. This is the main the main thing. If the questions relating to FDI is asked by the university, you must answer the barriers to foreign direct investment. So let's move on to the barriers to foreign direct investment. This topic is barriers to FDI, foreign direct investment. What are the problems are facing the investors while investing in India? There are main problems are facing the investors, or they are not showing much interest to invest in India. So let's discuss what are that problems, or what are the restrictions to FDI in India. Over the last decades, India has emerged one of the favorite destination for investors. But compared to China, India still lags behind attracting the foreign investment. Some of the main factors which tend to act as a restriction for foreign investment in India includes the first one is political consideration. So the nature of Indian politics is it led to expiry of one party rule system, and no government or political parties is possible in these days without the support of the regional political parties. So in recent days or in nowadays, the political parties are without the support of the regional political parties, they cannot survive. So in order to the regional parties, they are impress the locals, or they are impress the regional peoples to survive. And the rural peoples oppose this liberalization policy, because these industries are but these industries are harmful to their environment or their cultivation. So they are opposing these liberalization policies. So for that, for protecting the interest of locals, the local regional parties have taken this problem, and in order to impress them, in order to impress the regional people, they are also protesting against the liberalization policy. So I will quote one example in the case of POSCO company. POSCO steel plant in Orissa, so which is yet to take off due to opposition by the locals. So in 2011, the Orissa villages has protesting against against this POSCO company. They are complaining that the POSCO steel plant are converting their farmland into industrial unit. So, so they are protesting that, and they are take off this POSCO company. It was a South Korean based company. So, so in order to impress the but regional peoples, they have to but they are protesting these liberalization policies and all. So this is the first restrictions, that is political consideration. The next point is infrastructure. The second main barrier to FDI is, or the second main restriction to FDI is infrastructure. Lack of infrastructural facilities is one of the barrier to not to invest in India. India's roads is still continues to one of the worst roads in the world. And while we are talking about the power cut is a way of a life. And for the industries, the power is the power is important to them, because while running the machines and all, they requires the power. So in India, the power system or the power cuts are way of a life. And the states like Uttar Pradesh and Bihar are not yet developed in the case of industrial activities, and existing infrastructure do not get adequate government support. So the government is not but supporting this existing infrastructural activities, and they are not but they are not give much concentration on the infrastructural facilities. So while the foreigners or the foreign investors looking some countries for their investment, they also they must what they are must conduct a research about the infrastructure of the country, because the infrastructure is very important, like unsaid the roads, the medical facilities, and the power and all. So infrastructure. And the third restriction is government policy. Third point is government policies. The third restriction is government policies. India happens to have one of the highest tariff rates in the world. Most of the East Asian countries their taxes up to 30%. However, the corporate taxes are charged in excess of 35% in India. The other countries taxes of 30%, but compared to but while coming to India, the corporate rates are 35%. Now it was reduced in India. Though the recent times the government has taken measures to facilitate easy entry for foreign investors in India, but the exist barriers are still not as flexible. And investors find it very difficult to exist a market forces. Even if they find the entries are relatively easy, as I already told that uh, uh, in the first phase of FDI. So though they think the entries are easy, but the exit barriers are little difficult to the foreign investors. And the fourth restriction is hmm, the restriction is the labor laws. These points are I have already explained in that is first phase. Why they are not showing much interest to India, some factors. So that is similar. So the fourth point is labor laws. As I said earlier, the labor laws are very stringent in India. India's abundance of manpower. India is abundant of manpower available at one of the cheapest rates in the world. But inflexible nature of labor laws often make investors shy away from India, because why? Because if the employees or the laborers are facing some problems, the labor unions are get active, and they are protesting against the companies or the organizations. So the foreign investors are don't take such type of frustrations in their management. So they are just ignoring India, and they are looking for the other countries. So this is the labor laws. Fifth point is the fifth restriction is corruption and bureaucracy. So in India, corruption is the not norm, not the exception. So in order to set up an operations in India, investors, whether a local or the foreign, have to pay some of bribery. And India has been ranked 80th place, 80th position among among 180 countries, which is released by the Corruption Perception Index. So as we all know, if in the case of us also, when we are going to at least for a government public offices like taluk panchayat or what, like some government offices, we must pay some kind of bribery to them. Then only our work has been running fast. So, and we also not bothering about that, but foreigners are bothered about that. They are not pay like some 5,000 or some thousands. They are the officers are asking the lakhs and lakhs for their works, and for the fast working for the fast movement of their works. So the foreigners, the developed countries investors are but thought this is difficult to them, and they are not show much interest on our country. So this is all about the I have explained 5 points, the restriction to FDI. So these 5 points, these are the restrictions to FDI. So these are the problems that are faced by the foreigners while we consider the foreign direct investment. So now I explain the recent trends in FDI in India. Recent trends. So I'm not sure whether it will happen or not, because all around the world we are suffering from the COVID-19. So before this, I have downloaded that. So in August 2019, Reliance Industries announced that Saudi Aramco will buy a 20% stake at $75 billion, the Reliance company, in August 2019, 20% stake. And October 2018, the software company, the US based software company, has announced 2 billion. They are investing 2 billion in India in 2023. And in August 2018, Bharati Airtel has got the permission for selling the 30% stakes in its DTH um, uh, to a to American based company. They are selling around 350 million, So this is the recent trends in FDI. The countries which are having the highest capital, the highest investment, the countries which are making highest investment is, the first place is for US, that is 10.93 trillion dollars they are investing, and the second place is uh, Mauritius, they are investing 4.58 trillion, and the third place is Luxembourg, fourth is Singapore, and fifth is UK. And the countries which are having the highest capital inflow is, the US is in the first place, which are having the highest inflow, and the second one is China, and Singapore, France. India is having the sixth place. India is having sixth place, and US in first place. The countries which are having the highest capital inflows. And the states which are having the highest capital inflows in India, the foreigners make highest investment in India. The states, the first state which are having the highest FDI is Delhi, and next one is Tamil Nadu, and third place is Gujarat, and Karnataka is having ninth place. Karnataka is having ninth place, and the first place is Delhi. And um, India is, on the first half of 2019, India is having US dollar 27.2 billion. 27.2 billion. India is having 27.2 billion investment. Uh, this is the first half of 2019. The words of Wallet Buffett, never depend on a single income, make an investment to create a second source. So this is all about the investment. So I want to tell you about, you have to invest, not for making profits or not for making money, just for learning purpose. You have to, now we have to make investment in the shares or securities. So and after you are in such a position, or after you are what studying, and after you are getting some job and all, then you go for the investment for making money or profits. And according to Wallet Buffer, not depend on a single income, and keep a invest in another sources to earn a second income. So this is what I want to say. And thank you everyone for watching my video, and please do watch my video and give suggestions to me. And I know I have committed many mistakes in my presentation, and I have neglected many things and all. So please give suggestions to me, and I know all what are my mistakes, but I need your suggestions also. And thank you everyone. Thank you.